Hello and welcome back to Podmas 2024. It is day 13 and today's topic is sensitive yet controversial. Because today's question is, how do I navigate sensitive or controversial topics? And those are best handled with a disclaimer or a trigger warning or some sort of alert to let the people know what you're going to speak about. Those are best for sensitive topics. For controversial topics, I think you handle them in a different way. Sometimes they are used to kind of rage bait and just get people heated. I know it's become a big thing on the internet to rage bait. That is intentional. And I think controversial topics and sensitive topics are things people generally approach with more caution. I know we've had the election in America recently, and that was something that was best handled as a controversy, where I think people need to approach them with sympathetic viewpoints and try and kind of take themselves out of the equation when discussing it, because it is politics. So for a lot of things that are controversial topics, they are best handled from a distance, from kind of putting yourself and your emotions regarding the topic on the back burner and handling them almost from a third person point of view. Whereas sensitive and emotional topics do work best from an empathetic point of view, especially if you've been through that thing. I know I've done an entire mental health series, and that is something I can speak from an empathetic viewpoint on, and I do reference my own issues that I've had. So speaking about it on a public platform is scary. So handling it with the understanding that this is a difficult thing to speak about, this is an emotional thing to speak about, and this is something that is potentially triggering for other people, whether they know it or not, can be difficult. So it's best to handle that with warnings beforehand, making sure you are disclaiming any medical facts you will be revealing in the case of a medical issue, and then understanding that not all people are going to be sensitive towards that. That is something that also happens. So controversial topics and sensitive topics are things that a lot of people enjoy discussing, either for the wow factor or sometimes just to get information out there. It is something that is very common, especially in today's digital age, where you don't have to wait for the 7 o'clock news to find out what's going on in the world. You can just scroll on your phone and boom, something's in your face. So being understanding when it comes to these kinds of things is very, very important, especially if you're going to be looking at it from all sides. It's not easy, and very few people get it right without coming across as condescending or some type of phobic when discussing something. So keeping that in mind is going to give you a whole lot of less grief. I would like to point out that there's a difference between speaking on something that is vital and important and going on in society versus jumping on a trending topic just to try and be part of the conversation when there's nothing constructive to add. That is something that is very prevalent these days, because people try and just hop on trains, whether it's, like I said, the elections, everyone's adding their 2 cents, and it is something that affects an entire country, whether you are living in it or not. So all Americans, whether they are partly American, fully American, some people that have left America, it is a difficult thing to sympathize with if you aren't in that country. So when you are an outsider approaching it, it can come across sometimes as a bit disrespectful, which is why you need to approach it with caution. Not in a scared way, just in a very understanding and, like I said, sympathetic way. So yeah, handling these topics are never easy, but I think if you come at it with a genuine interest, you're gonna get the point across. So yeah, that is my 2 cents on today's topic, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.